What's up, guys? Dehvin Simms here, back with another video. In today's video, I'm actually going to be talking about Bangkok, Thailand. So this is going to be an interesting video. So Dano, can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, once again, Devin, thanks for having me on the show here. My name's Dano. A lot of people, it's just a nickname that I've had for many years. And I actually travel the world. I'm a digital nomad, and have my own online business and other multiple streams of income that allow me to just travel and, work here and there online while enjoying what God created for us, and it's a beautiful world with so many adventures and beautiful countries and cities. So I live here in Bangkok, Thailand now, and this is where I'll be for a while. This is where my main hub will be, and from here I'll be also traveling to many other countries as the regulations with the whole COVID situation ease up, which it looks like it will very, very soon. So in a nutshell, I just live life, man. I think everybody deserves to live their best lifestyle, and that's why my nickname is, I have Danos Lifestyle there, and it gives me a chance to just live whatever lifestyle I want. And I believe everybody should be able to do the same thing. So that's kind of me in a nutshell.
That's excellent, man. So what's the interest in? What do you have the interest in Bangkok, Thailand?
Well, Bangkok, I've been traveling here since 2015, and I was back when I had my own company. It gave me a chance to travel at least once a year, and I'd come here for about a month or so. And it just, the culture fascinates me. The people are amazing. The city is like so super cool. There's so much to do. You're never bored. Doesn't matter how long you live here. It's just huge. And just the way of life and stuff like that. And you can literally just jump on the BTS, which is the Bangkok transit system, and it's over the road, around the buildings, different neighborhoods. It's like like a train, right? Like how like New York has, it's just an overhead train.
Yeah.
And you can literally jump on that. You can travel around, and every stop has something new. And there's like so many stops. I don't even know. I haven't even counted it, but you can literally go, I think, the majority of the inner area of Bangkok. And then once you get to the outside, there's no transit system. So when I first started coming here, I started doing some adventures and stuff like that. And I was just like, wow, this is just amazing. The food, the people, the culture, and nothing's boring over here. It's just a completely different way of life. And I think because I'm a Westerner and I grew up in Canada, and that's, one of the main attractions is for like me growing up in Canada and stuff like that. We never had this type of city, you know what I mean? Plus, it's, you get winter over in Canada and US and stuff like that. So here, because it's always warm and hot with, minus the rainy season, there's just so many amazing things, that were built and available to anybody coming out here. And not only just Bangkok, but Bangkok is a stone's throw away from beautiful islands. Everything's really cheap to get around. The lifestyle is inexpensive here. That's why a lot of people move here when they just have their pension, because you can literally live off of a couple of grand a month, believe it or not, and you can live a lot better than you are back in the Western side of the world, right, where we all grew up. And that's kind of what I've learned from by speaking to other people who have moved here and stuff like that as well. So at the end of the day, Devin, it's just a completely new lifestyle for me. It's a new adventure. I'm always like, I felt like back before I had the ability to start to travel and stuff like that, I felt trapped. You know what I mean? So being able to come to Bangkok in Thailand, you know what I mean? I couldn't do this. I couldn't live the same robotic lifestyle that a lot of people are trapped into, because they just don't have the means or the ability yet. And everybody always has the ability to do something if they want to, achieve something. And that's what I did. So I said, you know what, I got to do whatever I can, and I'm going to start traveling and live my lifestyle that way. So That's kind of why I came to Bangkok mainly, is because it's just a beautiful, like Thailand in general is beautiful. And I just picked Bangkok because it's it, it it's a city, and I grew up in a city. And I mean, I don't know if I can spend every day living like just by the beach. Like there's just not enough stuff, for my mind and stuff like that. So if I want to travel to the islands from Bangkok, I can easily do it, whether it's a $40 flight or like a $30 taxi ride, and they can take me wherever I want. So it's pretty cool.
Mm. So what time of the year do you think is best to travel to Bangkok, Thailand?
Well, to be quite honest with you, the only times you don't want to go is from like mid-September or mid to late September to like end of November, mid-December, and that's the rainy season. But every other month throughout the year, other than those 3 months, it's the cool, the warm, and the hot season. Like it's awesome. So I mean, stick with any other months other than like the late September to mid-December.
Mm. So what would you say is the best tourist spot in Bangkok, Thailand? What area?
So I live in the best tourist spot. I'm glad you asked that. I did some research to make sure that, I was moving somewhere where it would be entertaining, it would be easy to access, and just everything. So I live in an area called Asok, Asoke, Asok. And in Asok, within a few minutes or one stop or two stops on the Bangkok transit system, which is literally on the corner from where my condo is. I'm in my condo now. There's malls. There's the biggest malls in Bangkok. There's an M Quarter, Emporium. You have Terminal 21, which is directly across the street from me. I can walk there in 1 minute. And there's Central Bangkok Mall and stuff like that, which is a couple stops with a tiny walk. But it also just has, a lot of the nightlife roads, like Soy Cowboy is literally one walk from me. If I want to go grab some beers and listen to some nightly entertainment or live bands or whatever that case may be, or I can go to Nana, which is another nightlife area. It's almost like a red light district type thing, and that's one BTS stop away, or I can walk it in about 10-15 minutes. And during the walk, there's all sorts of vendors, there's all sorts of bars, there's all sorts of restaurants, massage places, there's everything that you can do on the way while you're walking. And that's one thing with Bangkok and being in a Sok area, and even in Bangkok in general, Thailand, it doesn't matter what street you're walking on. There's hundreds of shops, there's multiple of different types of shops. It's not boring. There's people everywhere. And even with the COVID situation, it's still packed with the locals. Tourists, there's not many tourists now. There's still a handful of them trickling in. But Asok would be the best place that I would recommend, which is just, very easy to get around from. And even if you don't want to go on the transit system, you can just walk to many, many places around here. So it's awesome.
Oh, wow. Wow. So for the average traveler trying to travel to Bangkok, Thailand, how much money do you think they should actually have for living? Just basically just getting by a simple lifestyle and like a lavish lifestyle.
Honestly, this will probably blow you away, but I know people who are living off of like $1,000 US a month.
That does make sense. I've actually heard that too.
Yeah. $1,000 US is a comfortable lifestyle. Let's put it that way. It's not high end. If you want to be like more of like a little bit more luxury and stuff like that, you're probably looking at twice as much as that. You know what I mean? So if you have anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 US dollars a month to spend, you can live a great life in Thailand. I know people here, Westerners who came out here, and their rent is about $250 US a month. $250 US for a comfortable studio apartment. Like, I mean, what are you gonna? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right?
Does it have like modern conventions in there?
It has everything. It's a fully furnished apartment.
Jesus,
You
man.
know, some of them have pools, some of them don't. You just got to do your research. There's tons and tons and tons of buildings everywhere, and you just have to do some research. Take the time. When I got here, I just Googled real estate agencies, and I literally walked to one, and I spoke to the guy for like an hour, told him kind of what I was looking for, and sorry, about a half an hour, and then a half an hour later, which was a total of 1 hour into the conversation, he came back and said, "All right, I got about 4 or 5 of them. I'm going to go show you. Let's jump in my car." And we did that for a couple of days. I probably saw about 10 different places and picked the one that I wanted and where I wanted. So there's always someone here to help you based off of what you're looking for, your needs are, and your lifestyle and your budget.
Mm. Dano, you actually do the stocks, correct?
No, I'm not into stocks. Actually, I'm into the other financial markets. I'm into forex, and I'm also into cryptocurrency.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because right now, yeah, because guys, right now I actually have like I have a diverse portfolio. So I have
Perfect.
stocks and crypto. I'm going to be
Awesome.
getting the real estate in the future. So,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah. No,
I've
I
heard
liquidated all
Charles
my
Schwab
stocks.
is recommended for travelers trying to get into stocks. So I will look into that, guys.
Yeah, no, definitely. Ended up having a bunch of different stocks back before by 2018,
Yeah.
2017, before 2017 and 18. And when marijuana became legal in Canada, and all the companies were coming in, I had diversified and put money into about 3 or 4 different companies and made some money on, 2 of them. And then the other ones kind of lost some money. So the way I saw stocks was you don't really know where the companies are going.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a gamble in a way. And I wasn't really super educated on which ones to get into. So I just kind of like, it's almost like rolling the dice at the roulette table. Right? You're hoping you win.
Hmm.
So I diversified there. But then when I got into crypto back in 2017, and all the research that I did, and just what's behind Bitcoin and crypto in general, and all these other projects and coming out, I sold everything, took my money, and started getting into Bitcoin and some other currencies there, and that's and then got into a couple of companies that I work with now, online, and global companies that work with forex and crypto. So
Man.
that's kind of how I make all my
Yeah.
income.
Mm. Guys, if you are into stocks, do make sure to get that Charles Schwab. You actually can use it overseas and you won't have any fees. So all your ATM fees, you get no fees because you actually also dang, what was it? Um, I just lost it, man. um, man. Oh, um, when the ATM itself charges you a fee, they would actually refund that amount to you. I think it's every month. So that's
For
also a
for
great thing
which fee? Which fee?
for Charles Schwab the stocks.
Well, I don't do anything with stocks. Sorry, crypto, Devin.
Oh no, I'm talking to like the audience on YouTube.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know anything when it comes to answering questions about stocks. I don't.
yeah,
I was in it very, very, very short and made money and left. So I don't know about any transferring of anything like that.
yeah. And also, guys, I would get into the three best stocks I can name of right off the top of my head is the Total Stock Market Index Fund, the S&P 500 Index, and the International Index Fund as well. So, guys, that's a few pointers that I wanted to actually point out there for those who actually want to get into stocks. But without further ado, Dana, what is the preferred public transportation there?
It's the Bangkok transit system. It's the BTS, the over the road subway system, the train system. It's very, very modern. It's very state of the art, and it's incredibly useful. I mean, feel free to just any viewers, feel free to Google the Bangkok Transit System, the BTS, and there's definitely everything you can find on YouTube. Watch some videos and stuff like that as well. It's the best way. Like, to be quite honest with you, since I've arrived here, which was in November of last year, I have walked more kilometers and loved it than I did in like the last 5 years living in Canada. You know what I mean? And my legs are getting stronger, and I'm more athletic now. Like, I mean, it's the different lifestyle. Like, it's just awesome because you want to walk, you want to travel around. So for longer distances, if I want to go someplace quick, I'll go on the Bangkok transit system. But other than that, people are walking everywhere. And other than walking and using that, the scooters, the mopeds are big here. There's millions of them. There's more than cars. There's more scooters than cars. So it's pretty cool.
Mm. So what about the apartments? Is it like really like luxurious? Luxurious?
Yeah, well, you have your choice. Like, I mean, it depends on your lifestyle. Like, I mean, if you're paying $250 US, you're probably not getting a luxury apartment. Like, I mean, I'm about 1,200 US, and I live in the newest building in a soak area, and this is complete luxury. I have my own beautiful pool deck. I have a gym. You know what I mean? I have a terrace. I have a meeting lounge. I have everything is marble and stuff like that, fully furnished. I got security systems, and there's people at the gate, allowing people in, and everything's cards, and you can only get in the building with a card, or there's a concierge that opens a door for you, like a bellboy. There's like it's like ridiculous, right? You can only get in the elevators with a card key, and you can't go up to the floors without the card key. And if someone comes to visit you, they call you on your phone or they message you and stuff. So this is like, that's the lifestyle that I live, right? And that's a luxury lifestyle. So it depends on how much, like I said, your budget is. And think about that for a second. $1,200 US. Most people pay more than that for a mortgage, or twice as that, sometimes up to $2,000, $3,000, depending on, where you're living in the United States or Canada. So you can literally upgrade your lifestyle and downgrade the money you spend and your budget by living in Bangkok. Let's put it that way. I was spending $2,500, almost $3,000 a month just on the place I was living before, and it was, it didn't have any of these amenities. So it's definitely worthwhile.
Yeah, man, it's actually one of the bonuses as well as traveling, man.
Yeah.
Many people don't discover these things until they actually go. So, guys, you have to get that passport, man. I tell this to every viewer out there, man. I know it can be daunting at first, but you have to experience new things in life, man. You got to be able to take risks.
Yeah,
So,
no risk.
Dano, what is the everyday food choices people go for there in Bangkok?
Well, to be quite honest with you, I've literally changed my diet quite a bit. I'm more of like a rice and meat and vegetable guy now. That's basically the staple.
Oh, so like a balance, yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no carbs. There's not much. Like, I mean, I'm probably 75% less carbs than I was in Canada. You know what I mean? I've lost weight, leaned up in muscle. I feel better, toned up, lost like, probably 25 pounds since I've been here in November.
Oh, nice.
And, and go to the gym at least an hour, 6 days a week. I don't do massive workouts. Like, I'm not into getting to be like Mr. Olympia or anything, but I just like staying in shape and feeling good and looking good. And, with the food, you're getting a lot more energy because you're dropping, the carbs and stuff. And then, every now and then I'll eat some pasta and stuff like that, just because your body kind of requires it, I believe. But it's not, not near as the ingredients that, are put into foods back in the Western part of the world. Because everything, like, I can walk down I can just go right outside my lobby, walk for 1 minute, and there's like probably, 20, little food vendor carts, like people, that's their business. They've been, having these little carts, and they're making the soups, or they're making the ramen, or they're making the rice, the stir fries, just right there with all the ingredients right on the
Yeah.
side of the corner of the street outside. You know what I mean? And, 50 baht, which is equivalent to like $1.50, I can get a meal for lunch, like for $1.50, and I'm good until dinner. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous. You're getting this healthy food. You're paying a lot less. And there's just so many different choices out here for foods. Like, I mean, the Thai cuisine is absolutely spectacular. Like, it's fun. You're looking at a menu and you're like, wow, this looks really cool. And everything tastes good. You know what I mean? And one thing I will mention to you, that 99.9% of the dishes are spicy. So if you're not a super spicy fan, I'll just let them know. And it's a foreigner thing. Just say little spicy. And then they're like, little spicy. And then they'll put it down. But even little spicy is a little bit more spicy.
Oh man, I would love it there, man. I love some spicy food.
Absolutely.
Man. So what's the average food cost usually?
Per day, I'm probably, like, if you want to eat at these different places, like, here's the thing. Like, I mean, you can go to the mall and you can spend $15 on a beautiful meal that probably would have been $40, in Canada or the US. Okay. So you're probably about 70% savings wise, even on a regular meal. But if you just want to even go to the carts and get like the local cuisine, you can eat for $5 a day here, no problem.
Jeez, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
It is. It's a completely different world out here. You know what I mean? And I mean, I didn't come here because it was, cheap. It's one of the reasons. Yeah, like, I mean, everything is so different. I came here for the culture and stuff, but even the food in general is just amazing. It's just, there's no negative points, when coming to Thailand, man. There really isn't. I love it here, and I'm loving it.
I can tell, man. You had really good posts on your Instagram too. So
yeah, thanks for following me.
It was a whole new experience.
Yeah.
So how's the health and fitness there in Bangkok?
There's 24-hour fitnesses, literally within 2 or 3 blocks of each other, but there's gyms on every block. There's just different companies. I have one in my condo, so all I do is I go up to the 34th floor and go there. So that's convenient. But if you come here and you live here and you don't have one in your condo or where you're living, you can literally just find one within a few city blocks of where you live. A lot of people are into the health. A lot of people are into, being athletic, like the Muay Thai, and, there's some gyms and stuff like that you can, take a look at if you want to be a little bit more active in that sense, excuse me. But yeah, it's always warm and stuff. So you can, like, people are jogging, people are, taking their bikes and stuff. Like, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You can always, stay into the fitness side of things here.
Yeah, I've always wondered about that. I'm sure the audience out here also wanted to know that as well, because health is number one, man. For anything, if you can't actually help yourself, you can't help anyone.
No, you know what? At the end of the day, a wise man once told me, and I think I was about 18 at the time when I first started, exercising and looking into fitness. He said, no matter what's going on in your life, don't focus or don't know. He said this: don't revolve the gym around your life, because you'll probably never go. Revolve your life around the gym and fitness. So that kind of stuck with me for all these years. So no matter what your lifestyle is, make sure you go to the gym. Make sure you take that hour a day, or even half an hour. It doesn't matter if you're watching Netflix in your own home. Get on the floor, do some push-ups. You know what I mean? Use the counter, get like these, get the little pulleys, do whatever you can, to do some sort of fitness every day. And eventually, it'll pay off. And the other thing is health and wealth. So you need balance. Without your health, physically and mentally, you know what I mean? You won't be in the right mindset to even stay healthy, because a lot of people, when they're not in the right mindset, they end up, spiraling down to other issues and other vices and stuff like that. So health and wealth, that's your balance. With health of the mind and the body, now you're good. You can focus on other things, like you said, to focus on success or making more money or doing whatever it is that you desire in your life. So just wanted to plug that there. That's something that's kind of like a couple of mottos that I live by.
Yeah, that's a great one, man.
Thank you.
So how's the fashion sense over there in Bangkok?
Well, since I've been here, I haven't worn a pair of jeans, not once. Like it's too hot. Like, you know what I mean? Fashion sense is anything. It's a complete mix. You know what I mean? I'm shorts every day. Nobody judges you here. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter what you wear. I've seen people, walking around here with like, old clothes. Just it is what it is. It's what they wear, and they're still doing everything that everybody else is. And I've also seen people walking around with Versace shirts on. You know what I mean? And Gucci shoes. So all the way from different levels of fashion style. And you can get anything here. Like, I mean, I'm kind of in the middle. You know what I mean? I don't walk around with, all that high end stuff. It's just not me.
Yeah.
But, I like, just, sometimes I wear Hawaiian shirts or just, regular t-shirts like this with, shorts and, nice pair of shoes, and I got a bag, I got one of the cross bags that I wear. I'll show you here. It's just these ones here. This is kind of like the fashion sense here. So like, I mean, this is a little bit more high end. This is a Salvatore Ferragamo bag. It's about $1,000 US, but it's, leather and stuff. And I just carry that, and that kind of just carries, I just carry around me like that. Right. So I got everything in here that I need. You know what I mean? So I don't have to worry about pockets or wallets and stuff like that. So this is kind of like one of this is something that you need, you know what I mean? Especially if you're traveling around and stuff. So that's kind of like the fashion sense. And, there's also all sorts of different styles. Like, I mean, because don't forget, you got a lot of cultures coming from all over the world, kind of like, in the mix here. So a lot of people like are, different. And it's kind of cool. Like, I mean, because sometimes in specific countries, it's just one style. But in Bangkok, because there's a lot of foreigners from all sorts of different walks of the earth, you're getting a lot of different styles, Dehvin. So it's pretty cool. And nobody everybody's happy. Nobody makes fun of people. Nobody judges anybody. I haven't had an issue with anybody here. It's just living life, man.
Man, living life to the fullest. So how's the day life and the nightlife there in Bangkok, Thailand?
Well, day life is awesome. Like, I mean, like I said, you can travel around, you can go on ventures. There's, there's boats in the middle of Bangkok. You got the transit system, you got, scooters, you got everything. You can go anywhere. There's just, it's really hard to tell you in a nutshell. I mean, feel free to just honestly, and I'll just say this to everybody. Bangkok, I was researching Bangkok for like ever since I started traveling there. I was always on YouTube, best place to go in Bangkok, adventures in Bangkok. There's so many YouTube vloggers that will give you all of these different areas and their experiences and their adventures. So just if you're looking to get more information, please go on YouTube and just type in Bangkok adventures or just Bangkok in general, and you'll see so many topics coming up. But the nightlife is off the hook. You can't get the Bangkok or even like Thailand nightlife is completely different than anywhere in the world. Okay. And it just depends on if it's something that, you don't mind. I mean, you're walking down a street in the red light district or some of the areas, and, there's bars and they're beside each other, and there's girls dancing on poles everywhere. They're called go-go bars. You know what I mean? And, they're girls in bikinis and, sexy outfits and stuff like that. And all you do is you just sit around in these bars and that's the entertainment. You know what I mean? And you're drinking your beer, and your beers are costing you $2 each. Some of the higher end places like gentlemen's clubs, you actually walk in, it's not outside, like walking by like the go-go bars. You're walking, you go inside and you have lounges, and it's almost like a strip bar without the naked sets. And there are some gentlemen's clubs that are naked. So it just depends on what you're looking for. It's not all the same. And, everybody's interests can be found in the nightlife in Thailand. So it's quite cool. Like, I mean, I wish that I could, show you some videos that I took that I've saved. But it's YouTube once again shows it all. I got to go back to YouTube, Devin, because I mean, that'll give everybody here the true sense of what I'm talking about. Like the colors, everything's multicolor, fluorescent. There's this one street, it's called Soy 7, which is literally a 10 to 15 minute walk from me. And it's in the back area. So it's off the main Sukhumvit road. And there's literally like 40 different bars all packed beside each other.
Holy crap.
And very small, and they're open. Wow. It's an open system where 40 bars are open. Like there's no walls. Like it's just a bar here, a bar here, a bar here, a bar here, a bar. And you're just walking through these little areas, and and all the women are just like, come and have a drink here, have a bar here, hi, and they're all very, very polite, and they want you to come and have a drink at their bar and support their bar and stuff like that. So it's really, really cool, and it does not get boring here. Trust me, it does not get boring for the nightlife at all. And even the clubs and stuff like that are off the chain. Like I've been to some clubs that are like 2 or 3 floors inside the club with a massive stage, and it's just the entertainment is just off the rails here.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, that makes a perfect segment.
Yeah.
100%. So how's the woman over there in Bangkok, Thailand?
Well, just like I said before, when we were talking about, the other part of Thailand, Koh Samui and stuff like the islands, the women are just absolutely fantastic. They're super sweet. They're kind. They're polite. They're very respectful. Obviously, they expect the same in return. And, 90% of them are looking, for, to meet a Westerner, because, it's a struggle for them money wise. So a lot of them are willing to, take care of you just like you take care of them, just different ways. And to meet a Westerner and fall in love and stuff like that, and go from there. Right. But incredibly beautiful women, in Thailand. It's just, I can't say anything negative about them here. They're absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can literally lose your mind here if you don't have any control.
So what would you say is the best places to actually meet these women?
Buddy, there's probably
everywhere in Zone.
There's 1,000 places. Like, I mean, there's more than that. There's no best places. Thailand, Bangkok, like I said, every street there's something going on, so that you'll never be bored here.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sure that there's someone out there in the audience who want to make sure they want to know like the specifics as well. So
absolutely,
that's always a great thing.
Yeah.
So how's the marriage rate over there? I'm assuming it's pretty high.
Well, there's more women to men. That's what I've heard, and there's more single women than there is. Like, there's tons of single women here. So these single women are looking, to marry and fall in love with Westerners. A lot of them are just waiting for a Westerner. And I've been told this by Thai women, that a lot of them are choosing to wait for, a Western man to to marry instead of marrying local. Nothing against the Thai men or something. They're just their preference sometimes is to look for, someone different. And it's the same thing as like like in Canada and the United States. Sometimes, a Western guy, a guy wants to fall in love with like an Asian woman or a girl, or, someone from a different country. So here it's pretty much the same thing. I don't know what the marriage rate is. I haven't Googled it or anything like that. But I mean, the loyalty from Thai women or Thai man to their wife is off the chain here. It's beautiful, the culture, and they stay together. And that's a good thing too. You don't hear about a lot of divorces or anything going on here like you do in the United States or Canada. It's just, take it for granted in the Western side of the world. I've had so many friends that have gotten married in the last 20 years, and they're all single. They're not married anymore. Like, I mean, I don't understand that. But out here, it's different. It's family first, culture, food, together, everything sharing, and creating a family and staying married. So kind of like our grandparents, remember, years and years ago, their culture was once you marry and, into the family or whatever, that's it. Like, there's no divorce. There wasn't a divorce back in like the early 1900s and stuff like that, right? They were all about, being with someone, and that's it. But nowadays it's just crazy.
So what would you suggest to travelers trying to get to Bangkok, Thailand, in terms of like job opportunities, or just starting a business or whatnot?
Well, to be quite honest with you, if you want to work in Bangkok, then you're going to be, subjected to the currency and the local pay, which isn't that much. So what I always tell people is make sure you have, either two things. You have, a large savings account that, if you did the math, how much money do you have and how much, depending on how long you want to live here or move here, you need that steady income stream coming in. And then you can apply for a work permit. And usually what happens is if you're working here, then you have to kind of get a job, and then that employer needs to say, yes, I'm going to be employing, this foreigner to work. This is how much he's going to get paid, so on and so forth. So that could take a while. That's what I've heard. But someone like myself, or someone who has an online business or makes money online passively that doesn't need to work physically, a digital nomad is, there's tons of them here. I've met so many digital nomads that are just kind of like me, just traveling around with a laptop. I met a guy who just has a backpack, 5 t-shirts, a pair of jeans, 5 shorts, 5 underwear, 5 socks, and a pair of sandals and a pair of shoes and a hat. That's all he had. That's all he owned, and his laptop. And he just travels around Bangkok from place to place, getting cheap hotels or staying in places cheap for a month, you know what I mean, and moving on. Like, that's the ultimate digital nomad lifestyle. And he's making money, but he has no materialistic goods. So he's not like, buying stuff and so on and so forth. And maybe just buying new clothes and throwing his other stuff out as he goes, right? Because everything's cheap here. So if you have that income coming in, it's awesome. You can literally move here in a heartbeat and start traveling around and living the lifestyle. So the online business income streams from outside of Thailand would be my number one choice for everybody. And if you decide to open up an account, a bank account here, any money that's coming in from other countries' income is not taxed, I believe. So there's zero tax on you bringing money into Thailand. But if you're making money in Thailand, I believe it's like a 5% or 15% tax to the government of Thailand if you're working for a company here. So, it just depends on, what you can do, right?
Oh, wow. That's a hidden gem right there.
Yeah, you betcha. You bet.
So do the people in Bangkok, Thailand, or just Thailand in general, what would you say is the percentage of being able to speak English?
You'll be surprised. I mean, I would probably say that 8 out of 10 people that I've spoken to, you can talk to in English. You might not be able to, talk really, really fast, but they understand you and you can have a conversation. About 8 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's certainly interesting. What would be the second language
The second
that
language,
they know?
no, it's just English and Thai, man. I don't know of any other. I haven't met a Thai that knows any other languages other than English and Thai. There's no need, because don't forget, years ago, they started learning how to speak English because this is a tourist country. So every time, kids were growing up in school, there was English classes too, right? And stuff like that. I know it's kind of something that they're pushing. Just like in Canada, when I was growing up, we had the French classes, French immersion, because Quebec and everything was part of Canada. So English, French were the two, languages. So here it's English Thai. So it's kind of like and there's schools everywhere to learn other languages, and English being the main one. And me, now that I'm getting more stable here and I have my visa, everything's good, and I don't have to leave Thailand anymore for 5 years if I have a 5-year elite visa, and I can go to a school here, a couple times a week, 2 or 3 times a week, for a couple hours a night, for a night course or a day course, whatever I want to do, and learn Thai. So that's something that I plan on doing. That way, over the next year, I can really converse in their language as well, because I really believe that. But if you're coming here as a traveler, you don't really need that. But if you're planning on staying here, you want to be able to have that respect, be able to understand what people are talking about, right? Especially when you're like hanging out with people and, they start talking in Thai and they're looking at you and they're laughing and you're like, were they talking about me? What were they saying? I was like, what are you guys talking about? And then they laugh or whatever, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's you want to be able to learn the language just like they're learning yours.
So, would you say there's any negative traits in the people of Thailand?
Nope. No, I can't say so. I can't. There's nothing negative about it. I haven't had issues with anybody. Everybody's so kind. You know what I mean? Like because I've been here for so long, and Soy Cowboy is literally a very popular nightlife red light district, and it's one big long street. And I would walk down there when I first arrived, and I met some of the bar owners, from being there. And I mean, I walk down even in the daytime or the nighttime, and if they're preparing stuff and they're outside their bar, because everything's outside, like everything has balconies or patios, I should say, you know what I mean? Because it's always warm here. So everybody's hanging out outside. Hey, Dano. Hey, what's going on? Here's a free beer. Or here, I'm eating lunch. Here, share. Here's a couple of chicken skewers. Or here, I'm just cooking. Here, have some soup.
Oh, wow.
Like, I mean, they're like, who does that? No, nobody does that in Canada. Like, I mean, I have
Nope.
not remembered walking down in Canada on any of my streets in Calgary or Toronto and having somebody randomly who owns a business say, "Hey, man, what's going on? Here, have a meal, have a beer with me." Doesn't happen. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, that alone just goes to show you how much they actually just, love to be alive and love, giving to people. So, and I do the same thing. Like when I go out, I tip well. I give them good tips. I take care of them. I support them, and I stay at their place and eat and stuff. So it goes both ways, right? So I mean, it's just a mutual thing. Very polite. No negative stuff here at all, man. Nothing.
Oh, wow. What about the outside dangers? Is there anything to look out for?
Well, I mean, just like in every city, there is. You got to be careful when you're crossing the street here. Like, you know what I mean? You got cars and scooters everywhere. I don't drive in Bangkok because it's absolutely ridiculous. You thought New York was bad? Yeah, come to Bangkok and try to drive. You're a New Yorker, you're learning how to drive in Bangkok. Let's put it that way. Because they say that New York drivers are crazy. You know what I mean? But Bangkok is a whole different level. So I think the dangers would be just on the road, whether you're driving or walking or crossing the street and so on and so forth, because of all the scooters in and out. And there's no, like the scooters, they're going in the cars, like in and around. So if you got 2 lanes of cars right here, the scooters are going around through the cars to go to the front of the line. Like, I mean, they don't stop. Like, I mean, there's no rules on that. They're going a little, sometimes they'll jump on the sidewalk and they'll like bypass all the cars and then go back on the road. Like, I mean, you know, cops don't do nothing because there's just so much traffic. But at night, I mean, there are, you know, times where you don't want to walk in, you know, dark, you know, streets or alleys, you know, late at night. I mean, I don't. There have been some areas around here that I have because I live here. No issues. But then again, you always want to just make sure you want to, you know, see your surroundings. But you just never know. Like, I mean, crime rate isn't that much here. You know what I mean? Right in the heart of the city. Like, I mean, there's tourists, there's tourist police and regular police everywhere on motorbikes, cars, but mostly motorbikes. Like I've been walking down casually the street and then all of a sudden 2 cops come by and they're on a scooter, on a motorcycle. And they're like, hey, how are you? And they check and I show them in my bag and, you know, who am I? What am I doing? And, you know, 5 minutes later, I'm off. So they're always checking to make sure and keeping people safe for any type of contraband or anything like that. Right. So the safety side of things is really good, especially on like the little island, like Phuket, Pattaya, Koh Samui, stuff like that. There's a lot of, because it's smaller, but in Bangkok as well. So yeah, don't really have to worry too much. It's common sense, right?
Yeah. So, how's the religion there?
So it's Buddhism, you know, monks, you know, with orange robes, temples, a lot of prayer, a lot of incense, and they're really religious. I mean, like here's an example that kind of blew me away at the beginning. See, there's a lot of like massage parlors here that you can go and you can pay like $5 for a foot and a leg massage. And you sit in a chair and, you know, you get a massage, right? And it's really awesome. Like, I mean, in Canada and stuff like that, I mean, you can't. Like a massage is like $80, you know, for an hour. So
Yeah.
it's a ripoff. Like, it's ridiculous. So, you know, I'll sit in the chair and then they'll pick whoever's next in line to come over and, you know, give you a massage. And before she massages you, you know, she'll sit there and she'll pray like this. So she's giving thanks to Buddha for having a customer that she can make money with. So they're very religious and thankful to, you know, to who they pray to. And there's different types of, like, I don't know if you call them demigods or sub-gods or whatever like that. I don't know. Or deities is probably the better word, deities. That you pray to for certain things. So you pray to one for wealth. You pay for one for, you know, like for health and stuff like that. So there's different deities for different things in life. So it's really beautiful culture. You know what I mean? Like I'm Roman Catholic person. I grew up, you know, in an Italian Ukrainian household. So I grew up, you know, with Catholicism, Jesus Christ. But I mean, the next culture that I was always interested in is Buddhism. Like, I mean, it's just a wonderful, wonderful religion.
Mm. So, Dana, how can people find you or just find more about you?
I'm more of an Instagram guy, right? Maybe at some point I'll actually buy a GoPro and I'll start doing some stuff on YouTube, but I haven't really got to that yet because I'm really just enjoying doing everything myself because I just started my adventure and my journey last May. So, you know, it's been almost a year since I've been traveling on the road out of Canada. But Danos Lifestyle, you can see here, Danos Lifestyle on Instagram. Please add me, follow me, say hello. Tell me that you saw me on Dehvin's live stream or his channel. And if you want to reach out and ask me about what I do, you know what I mean, even the lifestyle I live, or you want some tips on, you know, what I do to earn income, I'm there to help. Like, I mean, everything I do is legitimate, and it's the real deal. So I've been doing it for years. So if anybody wants to change their lifestyle, say, you know what, it'd be great to travel in Bangkok and have at least 1 or 2 extra income streams, reach out to me. And I know, Dehvin, you were talking to me before, saying that at some point, you know, we'll do this for your financial channel and stuff. And that's a whole different interview. But, you know, there's a lot of things that I can offer everybody watching and all your subscribers and viewers. If they just reach out to me, I'm an open book, and I'll have a video call with you. There's nothing to hide. So I love helping people, and I've helped many.
For sure, man. Guys, I also left Dano's link in the description box, so do check that out as well. So,
yeah, for sure.
So, Dano, is there any last words for the viewers?
Yeah, you know what? A lot of I believe that, you know, a lot of people when they watch interviews like this, just like I watched interviews like this, about, wow, that guy, he's living that life, or he's doing that, or he's successful in that. And I really believe there's 3 types of people. And the first type of person is someone who, you know, waits for things to happen, because a lot of times people will, you know, be living their own life, and day goes by, weeks go by, months go by, years go by, and they're still waiting, you know, for an opportunity or a chance to change their life. And before you know it, you know what I mean, 10 years, 20 years go by, and you're like, damn, you know, that was quick, because time does fly sometimes, and you're just waiting too long, and, you know, an opportunity passes you by. So the first type of person is someone who waits for things to happen. The second type is someone who watches things happen. And that is and I believe everybody has all 3 types of people in them, by the way, and myself as well. And I was always watching other people become successful. Wow, look at his success. Look at her success. Look at her life. Look at his life. And I was like, wow, this is cool. And then at the end of the day, after watching, you know, an interview with them or what they're doing on YouTube or whatever, I'd be like, all right, well, that was fun, but I'm still living the lifestyle I am. I wish I was, you know, it's almost like we live vicariously through other people by watching them live their lifestyle. And then the third type of people is someone who makes things happen. Now, guys, anybody watching this, and I know for a fact that you are somebody who makes things happen. You just got to grab the bull by the horns. You got to find those opportunities. You got to talk to the right people. You got to hang around successful people, because if you hang around 5 successful people, guess what? You'll be the 6th. If you hang around 5 non-successful and lazy people, well, you'll probably be the 6th lazy and non-successful person, because everything rubs off. It's laws of attraction. So it's a crowd you're off. Make things happen, guys. Reach out to me. I'm an open book. I'll help you. Ask me anything. And, you know, I'll do whatever I can to help you change your life or live your dreams as well. Because without dreams are only dreams if there's no goals attached. But if you have goals and you reach those goals, then your dreams will come true. And I know that for a fact. Thanks, Devin.
And there you have it, guys. Make sure to look after yourself from around the world, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream. Have a good one.
Later.